Thank you, thank you, thank you. My name is Dr. Sarah Larsen. And we'll get started with announcing. Marcus, would you come up and we'll have you tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Marcus. I worked in Hollywood for 20 years, not far from here. And I had everything. I had the Ferrari, the house, the money, the girl, everything. I gave it up. I went to the desert, took my clothes off, and started over because I wasn't happy and I was dying. I have a picture of what I looked like back there 20 years ago. I'm almost 50 now. I looked 20 years older back then. It's not until you give everything up that you really start getting the truth. And now the secret is amazing how simple it is. It's just getting back to nature the way it's designed. And when that happens, all those things that bother you, those lines and wrinkles you see in the face in the mirror every morning, they start going away. That's why I wrote the book, Heal Your Face. And the Heal Yourself one-on-one book is selling all over the world. It's so simple. There's no money. There's no magic product. There's no magic herb, no goji berries, nothing. It's stuff that you do at home for nothing. So I self-empower people, how to heal their relationships, their lives, their bodies. It's all connected. And when you realize how simple it is, you'll go, why didn't I do this 20 years ago? There's really nothing to wait for. And it's beautiful. And if you have any questions, I'll be on the panel later. And
Marcus, what is one of the tips that you share generally that...
The secret isn't anything outside of you. It's nothing you buy. It's not anybody you see. There's no magic pill. There's no magic product. The secret is what you get rid of. It's that simple. The simpler you are in life, the more you get rid of. When I went out to the desert, I had nothing. I took my clothes off. I didn't even have clothes. I had nothing. I was lying naked on a rock for 40 days. And I was never more turned on in my life. And I said, I don't have a mortgage, I don't have bills, I don't have anything. I don't even have a relationship. But yet I had the greatest relationship in the world, and that was with myself. And everything else other than that was optional. It comes and goes. If you let that stuff come and go, yeah. So if you have somebody in your life for a minute, for a year, for 10 years, appreciate it. But don't hold on to it, because that's what's killing it. Let it come and go. And that's the secret. Let things go. And if it's meant to be, it'll stick around. And if it goes, maybe it's time. Something new is going to come in. If you create a hole, a vacuum, the universe will fill it. Stop worrying about tomorrow. Live today completely, fully, and enjoy life. That's what you're here for, is to be you. It's not to be like that person over there or that person over there, to emulate someone else who's successful. Your job is to be you, and my job is to inspire you and give you the strength and the power to do that. Okay? That's what you're here for, is to be you. Thank you.
Are you going to be taking questions, specific questions on the panel? Fantastic. We'll get James fantastic. James, come on up and we'll have you talk about relationships, because we're all human beings in relationships, all creating that oneness. And what a more sweet way than to come in as a completely expressed female or male. And so I would love for you to take it away. Welcome, James.
Hi, everybody. One of the first things I want to say is that when masculinity begins to vibrate at its highest frequency, it becomes beauty. Oftentimes we talk about getting in touch with the masculine, but what it really is for men is to vibrate your masculine at a high frequency, and it will become beauty in and of itself. So I'm going to talk about some of the metaphysics of that process and how men access love and how women access love. It's a divine difference. It's not a better or worse, but it's just a divine difference. like for instance, and then I'll stop, that unless a man is respected, he can't access love. And unless a woman is cherished, she can't access love. So how we miss each other is that if you thank me for taking out garbage, as a man, I'll find garbage to take out. I know this sounds real basic, but how can we go into the sacredness of love until we understand the basics? And if I cherish you as a woman, and then you give, we understand that real giving is a masculine thing. The feminine receives, the masculine gives. And in this society, we have the whole thing twisted. So I can't wait to talk to you guys.
Yay! Awesome. I'm going to have Rob Moses come up. He is the Kung Fu master that David Carradine's trainer and has been training in this for many, many years in physio sticks. He's going to do a tiny little demo at the end of this, but I would love for you to, and then at the end we are going to give away one of your sticks as well. Just introduce yourself and tell us about the alchemy of movement.
Sure. My name's Rob Moses, and my life's been recently blessed by Dr. Sarah Larsen. I recommend anybody and everybody who wants to improve their life to get to know her better. She's absolutely wonderful and a magical being. I think she comes from the angelic realms. Anyhow, the alchemy of movement, it's like this hidden secret is really no secret at all. It's a golden spiral. There's no beginning and there's no end. With centrifugal force and free will, you can move the way water moves, the way the plants unfold, the way the galaxies spin, the way the heavens breathe love on us. So when we bump into things, we find glitches in our programming where we start not to become physically fit. Well, with wellness, you move like water. And so I've developed a product line of sacred geometry contraptions that follow these paths of least resistance to let you move like water and to become more joyful with yourself and express yourself more organically and just more vibrantly, raising the frequency of the planet because we're at least 75% water. So when we can mimic the pathways and the movements of water, our whole being starts to become more nourishing to the rest of the universe. Okay? So that's my story. I'm sticking with it. These are absolutely wonderful. So you got to get into them. You really got to jump in with both feet, and it'll be just as if you're swimming. Okay? And that's it's a beautiful thing. We'll become like airborne dolphins.
Demonstrating it back there, as well as giving sessions on how to move that way as well. And thank you. Amazing, amazing. David Carradine's best friend for 20 plus years. Yeah. And we are going to invite Dr. Parthenia up to come on up and share the sacred feminine and just watch the way this beautiful woman moves. Woo! The sacred feminine and that beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know, you guys haven't met Robert yet, right? Has he come out? Oh, all right. But where's Robert? Ah, come on here. Oh, now look, I feel bad because Robert has his shirt on. Come on, Robert. You know you're going to take that shirt off. Come on. See, we have to represent the over 50 crowd with the abs, okay? But see, you can see Robert works out, and I respect people that work out, but I don't. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it, and I'm trying to learn yoga. So you can't eat whatever you want to eat and then think you're going to look good and not work out. Okay? So I'm here to tell you how to get healthy, how to look good by detoxing and cleansing your body. And my new book is being released today called Pimped by Parasites. Question mark. And I'm going to be talking about the ego as a metaphorical parasite, but also the gazillions and bazillions of parasites that are eating you alive on the inside. I know that sounds horrific and it sounds like a horror story, but Robert is going to probably show you some horrible things, and he's going to pick up wherever I leave off on that. But the real point that I'm going to be making is that a lot of my students are here today and they want to learn how to raise their consciousness and increase their frequency and hold it, and you can't in a body that is so polluted with heavy metals and parasites and candida and toxins. It just makes you an irritable, difficult person to be around. And people just don't want to hang out with you too much when you're too full of parasites. So I want to show ways that you can bring more joy and more peace and just more light into your life. And Uttama, did he come up yet? Okay, he's gonna be coming up. And so tomorrow, Uttama is going to pick up where we leave off today. Uttama flew in from India. He's one of my teachers. He's the director of the, what? The U.S.? Okay, well, my Girl Academy, but he's like the U.S. director. And he's going to talk to you tomorrow about how to move out of conflict and into joy. And today, Robert and I will be laying the foundation on the physicality of it, and I will be looking at the mind and spirit aspect of it as well. So you guys are going to be getting a ton of information to bring you more joy and more happiness, and so that you can be a nicer person to be around. How about that?
And the art of making love. Oh, wow.
James is actually James is going to handle that really well, and I'm just going to throw in my 2 cents.
Fantastic. And then I had one of her cookies, her iron cookies, the hemp seed superfood earth shift products, superfoods in this lit up with the cookie.
Okay.
So if you buy a book today, you have some of the cookies.
You get to be the first audience to test the uncookie, and it's the first anti-candida, all alkaline, superfood, meal replacement bar that if you have, once you see my presentation, if you have any of these conditions that are candida related, you can actually eat this and it won't feed your candida and you will feel good, and you can give it to your children and not have them bouncing off the walls and screaming at you. So it's a beautiful thing, but only until they run out. All right?
It's actually not even a food. It's more like a medicine when you need it, and it's a food when you actually need it. So it's a duality, or actually a dual system. You know, why we're here is really to connect the dots a lot of times, you know, because a lot of people are confused about a lot of different ideas, disciplines, sometimes concepts. So we're just really here to solve things in a very simple manner, because once it gets too confusing, then really what happens to you? You don't do anything. If you're confused, what do? Nothing. Nothing. So really, this is, I call it the 3 E's. Easy. If it's not easy, you don't want to do it, or maybe you can't do it. Okay? Efficient. Has to be at least as doable as what you're doing now, or better. And most importantly, it has to be very economical, cheaper or less expensive than what you're doing right now. If not, you got an excuse again. So if it's easy, efficient, and economical, then remember, getting healthy is very simple. And all you're really doing is just switching over things. You're not going to stop anything really you're doing, even if you're smoking cigarettes. You switch over from a side of the fence that has a lot of chemicals, synthetics, burn accelerators and such, and at least switch over to an optimizing side of an organic smoke. Switch over your sugars that are genetically modified and processed and demineralized over to other sugars that would be really nutrifying and actually really more of a medicine, because most sugars, if not almost all of them, unless they've got minerals, they're like Dr. Parthini was saying, they're parasite feeders. Remember, sugar is a poison until you get your candida, your yeast, your mold, and your fungus under control. Think of sugar as like a super dessert. Okay, and once you get down to a certain level of called sustainability, and sustainability just means that you've got certain things inside you that really are at bay. They're not running your life. So, you know, we really have to ask one question. This will be a simple one because I can talk forever here. So, do you live to eat? This is a question you have to ask yourself. I say this a lot. It's hard for your system to grasp this, but think about it. Do you live to eat? Or do you eat to live? A little hard for, remember this is a parasite question. It's an observational question that you have to look inside yourself. Do you live to eat? Okay? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Or do you eat to live? So once you get sustainable, you actually eat to live.
Robert, will you be taking questions on the panel up here in a few minutes? Fantastic. I'm going to introduce one more person and then we'll all just take seats up here. Utma, who is here from One World Academy. Oh, thank you so much, the local representative. And will you also take questions in a moment? Yes. And as we're walking around, you have access to all of us, and we're here really truly to serve this philosophy and what you're working on. So beautiful what you're developed. Will you tell us about the Academy and how it is in service?
Thank you. So, my name is Utama from One World Academy, and I will be taking questions on the panel. I love to answer questions or ask questions to your questions. So One World Academy is basically a group of young individuals like myself. We've been doing this work since we've all been teenagers, some a little bit younger, some a little bit older in their teenage years. But we've been doing this our whole life. But we're very passionate. Basically what our work is very simple. We help individuals how to move from conflict to joy. That's basically our whole purpose, is to nurture individuals to be able to find that inner joy, and from that space, optimize what it is that they're giving back to society. So, to help that individual live in awareness and freedom, basically. So all our work is designed around that, from our principles that we teach, from the processes that we put individuals to go through. Again, like I forget the gentleman in the back, Marcus, the same thing that we do is we help empower an individual to realize that they're the center of all their solutions. That if they're being faced with a particular challenge, be it in a relationship like James is going to be helping address, or a variety of different speakers are there, how is it that you move from that space of conflict back into joy? And we help empower you through that, give you the tools to be able to do that for yourself, so you can continue to grow and continue to move towards what I guess in this event would be greater health. And that's what I'll be speaking on tomorrow, is health and conflict-free living. Basically, how it's not just the physical body, but how conflict affects the physical body, but also its role and how it's interconnected with our mind and also the spirit. So working on those areas, and I'll actually be doing some small meditations or practices with that to help you embody such understanding tomorrow. It's going to be a little early, so hopefully I won't be the only one here. It's from 10 to 11:50. But you'll see me floating around today. I don't speak today. I have some business cards on me for information, because I also do work for free in Santa Monica.
You're at Fred Seagull.
Yeah, Fred Siegel's yoga. There's a yoga center in Fred Siegel's in Santa Monica. It's on Broadway. And we have classes there every week. So you can go on our website and look at what the schedule is, because we travel a lot. So sometimes it's not always there.